Yeah. Yes, indeed. Run for it, run for it, run. What's going on? One of those days. NPC the game live on this auspicious, beautifully gloomy Saturday morning here in District 13, Taiwan, the real Shaolin. How's it going? Yes, yes, indeed. Man, that digital underground. Woo. I mean that juvenile we just played, that ha. Yeah, that had me going, but that whew, digital underground, man. Shout out to the Raging Patriot for getting me in the mood for that. Yo, man, that digital underground, man. Do what you like. I mean, everyone's always talking about Aleister Crowley, do with thy will. That is definitely a resonator with that type of energy. Do what you like. But us good people, and you in the chat are good people, we have the caveat of, but don't hurt anybody, right? Yeah. You can do what you like, but you can't hurt nobody, right? This is kind of like what we're getting at today with this broadcast open panel. So you're more than welcome to come up. Actually, encouraged to come up. Is this is TV more entertaining than YouTube live streams? We shall see. Hopefully, not as entertaining as this stream, which will not kidnap you for that long. Only an hour or so, maybe 90 minutes, and 2 hours if you're really doing good. But 120, that's the magic number. Moon in Pisces for sure. It's the moon in Pisces, very dreamy. Like I said, the gloomy Maya of the illusion of what's really going on is out there. Pisces, man. What's up with my Pisces people? I had a I had a video that I used to watch. No, actually, I didn't watch it until this last year. Saw it until I had some funk with a Pisces. But an acquaintance of mine, an ex-business partner from Hood X, K Blau, made this video called "Why I Hate Pisces," and he just listed all the things he hates about Pisces. Wow, he went off. He went, they're disorganized, they're sloppy, they're perpetual porn. Peddlers and watchers there. You can't be trusted, right? What I mean? They don't stand on anything, all this stuff. And I was like, wow, at the time, this resonates with the energy I wanted to inflict on this Piscean individual, right? And then again, I know some other Pisces that are fucking solid. They're balanced. They're balanced. They have the bigger picture in life. They see it. This the last sign in the zodiac. That means they got a little bit of everything that's good, right? They're so magical that when you're with someone with a lot of Piscean energy, be it their rising sign or sun sign, it's almost like they're ephemeral, ethereal, mystical when they're with you. And when they're not with you, they're so mystical that you forget about them. Yeah. If you know what I'm talking about, that type of thing. Hopefully I said it right. I think I did. We here. Yes, ruled by Saturn. Absolutely great to have you there. Uh Shout out to London Man yesterday and the crew. That was fun. The anatomy of the eyes. The eyes are everything that keeps us locked into, like I always say, what's really going on. The eyes are the windows to the soul, right? They're the windows of the soul. That's why it's so powerful. Maybe this is why Scorpio energy in the vibe in the under the Scorpio act, we wear sunglasses sometimes, just so we don't accidentally lock in to someone's soul and they get hooked. Yeah, and they're not ready for us, and we're not ready for them. It's like that's why Cyclops on X-Men wears those sunglasses. Very powerful. What are you doing? Divine Spark. I've seen top reasons to say Pisces. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of them. I mean, all the signs have something about them you can hate, right? Yeah, we're all different modalities, all in one. I mean, even if you don't, like I said, even if you don't believe that stuff or you get triggered and you see the title of my video that says Moon in Pisces, these modalities help. Just like I know speaking Spanish, a little I know has helped me maneuver under the Mexican chamber. And I don't say Hispanic. I don't like that word. Right? I'd rather even say Latino. Yeah. But that's another story. Salute to Hurricane Pyro. Good to see you. I like seeing people being consistent. And who's consistent? Lindsay Smith, good to see you. She said, sounds like a good book title, Funk with the Pisces. Yeah, yeah, Funktown, right? Shout out to Funktown and his Funktown brother, master creator, his brother from Funktown, Oakland. As he schooled me, reminded me, Funktown is the edge of where the East Oakland starts. I think around Lake Merritt, right? If I'm not mistaken. But then you keep going into East Oakland, and you go down. Say we're going down Bancroft, one of the main thoroughfares, and we get to the Twomps, the Murder Dibs, Master Creator Soil, and you keep going where I made a stop at 79th Avenue, deep East Oakland, where the boy became more of a man. Yeah. White Life, good to see you, Georgia. Georgia Peaches in the house. White Life, let me know about what's going on with that Tyler Perry studio. Have you ever seen it in Atlanta in the ATL, AT Aliens, right? I heard good things about that studio. Like it used to be a military base until it wasn't, until it was up for sale. And Tyler Perry bought it. This is why some of y'all, if you stop and watch the critics of your favorite movie at the end, it'll have a big Georgia peach. It'll say special thanks to Georgia because a lot of these movies are being filmed on this old military base that Tyler Perry from Medea fame converted to a state of the art movie studio. Right? Tell me if you ever been there before, know anything about that. We all know that Tyler Perry, or some of us know, Tyler Perry has some weird stories about his personal life and how he may be living a life of cover ups and whatnot. But that's his business, I guess. But if he can make a good movie, so be it. The reason I say that about the movie studio is because I heard recently on the Theo Vaughn Cat Williams dialogue podcast, which was pretty epic. The parts I heard, Cat Williams had bought a military base, I think, Missouri, and for $1 million, and he's been converting it into a movie studio. That Cat Williams, man, he pops out like the Cat in the Hat every now and then, and when he does, the world listens. They stop what they're doing. They listen to what that guy has to say. There's something about Cat Williams and the way he speaks on these podcasts lately that's almost soothing and therapeutic. He takes his time to really conceptualize and deliver the perfect message he's trying to express when he talks. And that's a good reminder for those of us who like to yabber and blabber a lot without thinking. Yeah. Yeah, that Theo Vaughn was really good. It was fire. Hey, Shalom, good night. Oh, good to see you, Supreme God of the UK CFR network, Culture Free Radio Network. It is late in at the other side of the pond for y'all over there in England, huh? Glad you're here. Shout out to Marathon Kev in the house. Marathon Kev, man, that's my nigga. Shit, man, it's a real one. All y'all, I'm blessed to be in your presence, right? As you are blessed to be here. Yeah, so hit the link if you want. I encourage you to. So yeah, movies and movies. So like that. So the Cat Williams and Theo Von having remind me about how he purchased that movie military bases, which he's converting into a state of the art movie complex. Because it makes sense that how you would have to have some type of large area in order to do it right in terms of making a movie. The different sets, sometimes in the movie set, if those of us have ever been to Universal Studios theme park, they show you like sometimes you need a cityscape, urban cityscape. Sometimes you need a neighborhood to destroy, right? A suburban neighborhood. Sometimes you need a port city or harbor. Sometimes you need a little village that floods, right? And then sometimes you need a futuristic Silicon Valley, Machine City, Skynet, Elon Musk, Blade Runner, dystopian set to set on fire, right? So in order to do all those things, you need a lot of area, and that's something that a military base probably would be conducive for. And these movies, we love them. We love them. I love watching movies. It's one of the things that I know that y'all used to do probably more than you do now. It was like an event to go to the movies. My mother didn't have much money. She was an executive assistant to some big ballers and whatnot for different jobs and different organizations. Yet that's only one revenue of income that she had to deal with in order to take care of her boys, her two sons and whatnot. And when it was just me and her before Jordan came along, it we would every Saturday go to the movie theater over there on Winchester Avenue in San Jose, right? The real Machine City, Shark City, they call it, but I think it's more appropriate called Machine City, be it the home of Silicon Valley. We would go to Winchester Avenue on the same property as the Winchester Mystery House and watch these movies that literally changed my life, man. Those stars are on the silver screen are resonators of archetypal stories that have been on our world cultures since time immemorial being played out on the screen, on the silver screen. Each star resonated different archetypal energy. Some of these stars, they took that energy and they ran with it, and in whatever role they are, you see that energy. Like, for example, you see Jim Carrey, the Green Man, right? The Green Man is in the Wild Man is seen throughout a lot of druidic history in the forest, the shaman in the forest, shape shifting and changing and teaching people's lessons, sometimes by pranking them and being the trickster. And you see that in the movie The Mask, where he had the green face. You see that how he delivered his characters in Cable Guy, something. No, what is that called? Me, Myself, and Irene, where he was switching personalities. Living Color, man. Wow, in Living Color, Jim Carrey stood out already as being the only non-melanated person on the cast. He was killing it, you know. Not only did he look different, but his style of comedy was different. He just embraced this out of this world fool character, right? His out of this world. His first movie you ever seen him in, probably if you're paying attention, was called Earth Girls Are Easy, with Gina Davis about a bunch of aliens, two aliens that come to America and they try to figure out what's really going on. And Jim Carrey was one of the aliens, and the other alien was Damon Wayans. And for most of the movie, they didn't talk, but there was a lot of physical humor. The Fool is the first person in the archetypal story of the tarot, the one that wanders, right? And speaking of Jim Carrey, another one, a resonator of that energy is Johnny Depp. He resonates that archetypal energy that we've seen on the screen. Tell me all the different roles he was involved in, right? Oh shit! I got Joe Cool up in here. Hey, what's going on, OG? I was good, man. I was going on a soliloquy or something like that. Sorry,
I was grateful because I didn't listen and see what the topic was, so I was trying to catch and see what you was talking about anyway before you saw me back there.
Yeah, it's an open panel. Everything's open, right?
That's all I saw was a link, and it just hopped the fuck up, bro.
I love it, and this is actually perfect because Joe Cool is the 2024 reigning NBC The Game panel versus panel hopper MVP, baby. There you go.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you take it. Yeah, taking and run with it. Now, I was telling. Oh, go ahead. What you got?
No, I was gonna say I won the first panel horror competition that I know of. First universe competition. I won panel horror. This was years ago when StreamYard first came out. But yeah.
Oh, you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
You won that
too? It was called panel horror. That was the name of the title.
Damn. Hey man, they're straight up with it, man. That's what it is.
Kev, why don't you hop up, Joe? I never catch you. When I do catch you, everybody talking the fuck over you.
Yeah, Kevin. That was going on in his live last time, and we had to with Logan. You know Logan. Logan Gandalf, dude. Yeah. There's so many of them, huh?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Speaking
of all that, Kev, we had a little rap thing. Me, him, and I think it was Resto. It was great. It was so much fun. We was over at Mel's.
Uh-huh. Were you rapping or talking about it?
We was rapping.
So crazy, mama. Much love.
We was rapping.
Oh, you were rapping? Oh, shit.
And I had no idea them niggas was that skilled, Joe. And they was coming off the dome on freestyle. My shit was rich, you know. They was coming off the dome. It was That was great.
Yeah, no, they're very good. Resto's very skilled. He has that new wave down.
That drill type shit, Joe. That whatever it is, you got that swag with it.
He's definitely that didn't mean respect a student of the Little Yachty in the sense that the Atlanta new wave that came out.
I love all
about 6 or 7 years ago.
I love all of that shit that my friends, people from my generation hate. That mumble rap, drill music, so and so. Man, I love all that shit, bro.
No, it's great, man. Like once I got that snootiness out my mouth and mind, I'm like, this is good. This is their interpretation that we did. And plus, as OGs, it's like, how can we get mad at it? We made them. We did
the same shit, and we gave them the path to pull off what they did. We gave them the blueprint to do it in their style. We can't,
right? Yeah. And then also too, it's energy, man. I know a lot of old school folks and stuff, and some they don't like the term energy to say it's too abstract. But there's something about that music, even if you don't understand what they're saying. Yes, it can pump you up, or even if you like that sad shit like XXX, it can get you into a sad place. Because sometimes it's nice to be sad.
I believe that shit. Sure, there's a season for everything. There is a season for sadness. There you go. Yes. Yeah. This guy wanted to prove what you're saying, that it don't even matter what you're saying. It's the mood thing or whatever it is. So this guy overseas, he don't even speak English. And he was it was his belief that they'll fall for anything as long as he do it. So he's saying the song with nonsense words, but in an English U.S. accent. And they ate it
Right.
up. Yo, it was like a 60s record. They ate it up. It made no sense. They loved it. It was the energy that was created
The energy,
by that. It didn't matter, the spell that was put on it. I believe
deeper
that
things
totally.
going on. I like how you said spell, because these are all spelling, right? These words are charged.
That's I think that's what a spell is. And we're led to believe Disney shit and this magic. Oh my God, is a cult, don't talk about it. No, I think it's when you use your verbiage to move other people, to sway other people. It could be simple as that, I think.
Yeah, that's all it takes, man. It moves the words or the lyrics. Because some of those times people talk shit about the mumble rappers, man, and they go, I don't understand. But when you read actual lyrics, it's like, holy shit, they were doing wordplay, talking about some deep stuff.
Triple
it's just that you couldn't understand it.
Shit. Yes, it's
exactly.
That you couldn't understand that shit.
Yeah. Lindsay Smith said. She either her or somebody else said this before. He said that sometimes I sound like Glenn Lawrence when I'm talking.
Okay, I guess.
I'll take it. I mean, we're from Cali.
I guess.
Shit, I'll take it. Yeah. I mean, who else is from Chicago besides Joe that I know that we can compare him to? I know Special K, but I mean, she's a woman. But like, who else? Anybody else from Chicago, Joe?
I think
on the Panelverse.
Guadalupe might be from Chicago.
Guadalupe. I'm like, who the fuck is that? No offense to Guadalupe.
She might be from New York. I might be wrong with somebody.
Okay. In the chat, tell me if you know who Guadalupe is in the Panelverse. I've never heard that name.
From the People's podcast.
Okay. That's probably why I haven't heard that one. Yeah. Yeah, but I was, when I was talking about like with moms, she used to take me to the movie theaters over there in San Jose on the weekends. We didn't have much money, but that's how we splurged. Go on the matinee and watch these movies, man. And like that shit like changed my life, man. Like
in what way?
Like books are cool and all, but movies that's some powerful
your
stuff.
Imagination. Is that when you're going to state? I think that's where you're going. Okay, I love it.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, a lot of this stuff that I moved to today, it's because of movies like right now. I used to love to watch those kung fu movies and whatnot.
Yes.
Right. Back in the day. And
the energy, speaking of energy, do you remember the energy if you saw them in the theaters? Do you remember the energy that it gave you? You thought you could walk out that theater and kick every kid ass in the neighborhood. If you remember, them karate flicks gave you that energy, bro. You thought you was the toughest fuck in the world walking home.
I walk a little bit like taller, a couple inches, my back a little straighter. Upright.
I wish someone would try something. I would do this and that,
Until they did, huh?
Yeah, it's just something like that happened. You realize, I want that smoke. I don't know pause to that.
You don't want no smoke. What's up, Sasquatch? Caucasian Sasquatch? How's it going, man?
What's up, baby? I thought you done forgot all about me. Don't love me no more.
Oh, God. How could I ever not love you?
Hey, Joe, what's up? How's your wife and my kids, baby?
Damn. Well, they're hairy as ever. They blend in the woods. They blend right in. They're doing well.
Hearts and butterflies. Tell them I love them.
I'll do that. I'll pass that along.
This man right here is a movie god. Yeah, like Sasquatch. What about moving, bro? Where did you used to go? I used to go to Winchester. You guys heard of the Winchester Mystery House, of course, right? Right. Winchester Mystery House is this crazy house that the widow of the Winchester fortune that she inherited the money, and she kept building this crazy house because she felt like she was being haunted by these spirits and whatnot. Well, that house is
building.
Never stopped building, right?
Yeah.
Right. And that house is on the complex of where the movie theaters I used to go to, the Century movie theaters, right? So we go there. And we go there and watch movies like Indiana Jones, Star Wars. Gods Must Be Crazy. That's an obscure one. I don't know if you remember Gods Must Be Crazy.
Was that? Yeah. Which one was that? I saw that. Well, tell me, remind me. Gods Must Be Crazy.
Coke bottle. A Coke bottle. That's it. Throws a Coke bottle.
Coke bottle falls in the dirt. They've never seen it before. Yeah.
Tribesmen find it. No idea. Take it back to the tribe. The tribe decides evil, it should be cast off of the earth. They send
he got it.
A warrior to go do it, and
he's cooking.
Madness ensues.
Because she was a lawyer, huh? Yeah, she was, huh? So Sasquatch, the way that movie started off, though, I thought it was a documentary because it starts off straight like the segue from our last time we talked on my broadcast, documentaries and stuff, animal documentaries. That's the way they present it. And then
What
all of a
about
sudden, like
that
he said,
one?
like this Coke bottle gets thrown from an airplane, and the
Remember
Bushman picks it up in
2001, I think
chaos.
it was. That started off weird. I think it was 2001 Space Odyssey. They started
Yeah,
off with
that did
caveman.
too.
They threw a bone in the
Yeah,
air, and then yeah, that was kind
yeah,
of
it became a space
You missed
station.
it.
yeah.
No, you missed it though. You missed the point of that scene, Joe. All right, that scene starts with two groups of Australopithecine style proto humans
Yeah.
that have met at a water hole, and they're screaming at each other.
Thank you.
And they kind of toss rocks and stuff back and forth. And one refuses to give up the watering hole, and another one shows up, picks up the bone, and kills him with it, and then throws the bone in the air. And that's the ending of the
That's
scene.
what it turns into the space station.
Yeah. It's violence that's the patient is violence is what drives the human condition, not synonym with nature, right? That nature and violence and human progress are all inextricably linked.
I know I'm jumping around, and I know y'all got a lot to comment about these movies, but y'all made me think of, because I'm thinking energy, I guess. And I don't know how this one relates, but I went and saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind, or the Fourth Kind. It was the fourth kind, whichever, fourth kind, third kind, whatever. Yeah, I went and saw that, man, and that thing it gave me that energy. It was so weird, so touching about it, bro. I believed it. I don't know where I was going with that one, but
I would say
actually that movie and 2001: A Space Odyssey and Close Encounters of the Third Kind both have the same sort of like
they put me in the spirit of that. Yeah,
it's a processing of information from knowing nothing to knowing a few things and finding out that what you know means nothing.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'm gonna give another one. I'm sorry, NBC, but he doesn't send me there. Speaking of that vein of knowing nothing, knowing that you know nothing, Jodie Foster in this movie Contact. I hope y'all seen it because it's hard to explain.
Good one,
But yes, when she get there, the alien that's playing her father's telling, small steps, baby, and all of that shit. You know nothing, man.
That's where I get. I think that's one of the movies I quote when you hear me tell them you can't serve them big servings, you have to cut it up small enough to chew. Seeing that, I'm talking about the conversation that homie was having with his daughter, the alien. Yeah,
I was gonna say, was the dad that said that? Yeah.
But here's the thing, once you achieve faster than light travel, is that nothing other than time travel? Perhaps. I mean,
no, that would be absolutely time travel. That would be absolutely time travel.
What time takes place when you're traveling at light speed?
Well, you don't want to do that one. You don't want to do that one.
Just hear me out, dude.
Go ahead.
She could have sat there for 6 months in that instant she was out of communication.
Yes.
A single instant at our time frame at light speed might have been 10 years.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Why you don't want to do it. Well, that's what I was going to say. Why you don't want to do it, because, everything's going to change. All these years will pass. A better way, if that's your goal, would be, since you're fucking with time, the opposite side of that coin of space would be to bend space. That's what you want to do. You don't want to fuck with speed, trying to beat the speed of light. It's gonna fuck with time. You want to bend space and travel. That's what
this is what they do in the Dune. In Dune, they the navigators, they bend time. I mean, they bend space with their spice melange.
I didn't know that. That sounds smart to me.
Joe, if you haven't read Dune, Herbert actually established just about every trope of sci-fi ever. It's like Tolkien for fantasy.
It's worth reading just for that. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. See, the thing is, it's about 220,000 words.
I'm not interested.
And that's just the first book.
I ain't gonna bullshit you. I'm reading Art of War.
And there's like 12 books. Yeah. The thing about Dune is interesting to me is because like it takes place. Herbert does about 36,000 year history of what's going on.
The books span that long?
Yeah, and this is the thing, though. This is the thing. It's about the future, and but there's technically in that book there's no aliens. There's no aliens. What it is, and the people might as well be aliens. Some of these people, it's just that under that time frame and certain circumstances, the human evolution of consciousness can go to some weird places.
Well, when you're given full breath, remember,
I'm not sure I understand.
Like 500 years or so.
There's no aliens in that book. Basically, everyone's a humanoid.
Hold on,
some weird creatures in there.
Let him explain, because I really don't understand what I might not understand what he was saying.
There's no grays. There's no. What
are you saying?
No extraterrestrials.
All humanoid features?
All of them are humanoids. Everyone's a humanoid.
Okay. They all come from Earth, Joe.
Exactly.
No, I did not know that. I did not know, because I saw the movie, and they had some funny looking fucks in there, like that thing that in the water that was like, we gotta kill them. Blue.
Spacing Guild.
That's
about the Baron when he was in that black
that thing. Yeah.
I was talking about it was like something in the water. I think he communicated mentally. They would wheel him.
Oh no! The navigator. That's drugs he's on. He's in spice. That's called spice.
He's spice water, bro. He's hardcore. But listen,
I think it's like
he's on the LSD shit. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Something like that. Oh.
Basically, Herbert was making a prediction of what would take place if computational power and the ability to manipulate the human genome were to go to its extreme.
Really, and that's what he was after.
He predicted
like Gattaca shit.
Beyond that, like 1,000 years, 10,000 years in the future, right? Beyond all the wars, all the disagreements, everything that could have happened because of it. We're past that shit now.
All right. Before you go far, keep your story. But so when he saw the people, when they affect their DNA, to what end? Right?
To improve humanity.
I'm assuming that because these people are narcissists, they would build a good class, a worker class. Is that the type of shit they did with the DNA?
Monarchy. Think monarchy, dude.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They might build some low people and some people that whatever they think out of Jesus Christ, next to Jesus Christ.
You're right on the money. They genetically modify variations of people to suit certain worlds, and
certain people.
Right, please continue. I'm sorry.
Right,
please continue.
But when the first book picks up, you're 50 years after the AI wars. It becomes illegal.
No more computers.
A computer in the frame of a human mind, bro. They killed all the AIs and only kept one for the emperor to talk to. And he's trapped in this little freaking thing in his throne room. And anytime he has a question, he asks the AI. The AI just basically gibbers madly at him because he just keeps it to show what happens to guys who cross the empire.
Jeez, man. I don't know what statement they're trying to make yet, right?
And the emperor, he's the most powerful person in the known universe, and trading, just like because Frank Herbert, his background was a conservationist, among other things, right? He's from dude living in Washington, like supposedly foraging for mushrooms and into Buddhism, all kinds of interesting things.
Right.
But the thing is about this, what fascinated me was this whole concept of the trading guild. And the trading guild were this other very powerful group in the universe that the emperor couldn't just do what he wanted because he needed the trading guild on his side.
Money,
right?
Power.
Yeah. Money, yeah, right. Because they move all the goods, right? And the spice runs everything. And the thing about the trading guild, like what Sasquatch said, he said no computers, right? So if you're going in hyperspace, what's the one thing you got to worry about? Or be aware of
where you
crashing into
out.
Something, right?
Yeah.
Crashing into something, right? And when you come out of it, where you're going to end? Well, if you have no computers, good luck. So what they did was they got these characters called navigators who would use this spice melange, which basically to me is like a psychedelic, closest thing I can point to, right?
And they would 5,000 years of
no, but he explained that.
Well, you don't got so much time, bro. But that's why you're here, so you can help me out, among other things, right? But no, so you get
that's logical as fuck, right? You get a motherfucker to go over there on some OCD shit.
Here's what's real messed up, Joe. The navigators are not plotting the stars in their mind. They are predicting the future of where those stars will be based on the location where we are now. And then they cease to be in the location they are and begin being in the location they wish to be through the power of that telekinetic slash it's wild, dude.
Quantum entanglement shit is what we call it
90%
nowadays.
of that book takes place as people's thoughts in their own head.
Yeah.
There's very little action. It's all cerebral. All of it. That's why
I like that.
Dude, man.
And for all those people that love, like, interested in religion, comparative religion plays a big point too, because there's this group of women called the Bene Gesserits, and they're like these nuns that that they're kind of like behind the scenes. They are behind the scenes, but yet they're pushing the narrative of what happens in the universe. They're pushing bloodlines.
The Oracle is supposed to be behind the scenes, but they were
really easy. The Bene Gesserit are the individuals running the breeding program that has created all these variations of humans, but they are the result of an equal breeding program that was run on them by other Bene Gesserit. So nobody really knows what's going on, but they've all got a piece of the puzzle and carry it as far as they can.
That's going to lead to certain hierarchies.
Yeah.
If you do
then what also leads to a rebellion on a sort.
Undoubtedly, it must.
And you look at this religion of the kind of like the native people, like, and it's like this combination of Sunni Islam and Buddhism. Very interesting.
It's wild. It's a good one. Yeah. It's Confucianism with the violence.
That's the Sunni Islam with the Sunni Islam in there, bro.
Right, that makes sense. Right? Sunni Islam.
It's a great story.
Before they could do unto you, sir. That's the philosophy. Hit them first. Subject them to your tyranny, and then pick up the pieces that are useful from whatever you've just taken.
Yeah.
All right. Can I change the subject? You know, I'm rude like that.
Do.
NPC. If you don't know me, I'm rude as fuck. I've been thinking, and I don't have nothing to say here. I guess I just want to throw out some of the shit I've been thinking about and see what you two guys think about it. I've been thinking about what is up with the people. I've been watching a lot of flat earth and shit. So but I've been applying it across the board. What is up with people who don't want to see the evidence or see truth? Like, and with me, it's willingly. I think that to me, you're willingly would rather remain ignorant. Like, let's say we'll go stick with the flat earth shit. And I'd say, look, here's a video, photo, or article or whatever to prove. You're talking about you don't know, and this is what you believe. Here is the proof. Here, push play. And those motherfuckers will not do it. They need to remain where they are. What the fuck is that? What do you have a quest for truth? Don't everybody?
No, not everybody. I do.
You get paid. I think that all the time. Yes, man. It's talking about just knuckleheads in conversation. You know, like who? Currency?
Currency can be clout. It can be somebody's word. Like, for instance, I got crapped on a bit when Nachikita kicked me off his panel, right? Apparently, I'm like one of 3 people or very few people that have been just outright booted by Nachikita, right?
I'm probably one of the other ones.
I just assumed he did that on the regular. And the worst part is I didn't do anything at the time. He was having a snafu with somebody else. And I just happened to land in the crossroads. I was doing some editing and some other stuff. And I hadn't talked to him in a minute. And I was like, y'all go ahead and do that. I'm going to do what I'm doing. And when you get done, we'll talk. And he was like, okay. 20 minutes later, he comes in at me hot. So fast forward that 2 weeks later, people start noticing, wait, did Nachikita kick Sasquatch off? Why? And no one could figure out why. It was just because he had his hair up in a dander. You know, somebody had offended his pee-pees, and I didn't immediately jump on the flat earth bandwagon. I was like, no, I'm here to listen and pay attention.
He is one of the worst culprits of what I'm talking about. I don't want to stick to flat earth because I'm trying to apply it across the board. But when I think about it, he is one of the most disingenuous, bad faith cats. For instance, his audience is flat earth motherfuckers, and any narrative that he'll present on his show and won't say yay or nay, you know, and it'll be something crazy like this. Some guy was talking about the reason they think is the sun in South America is the devil went down there and created a sun to fool 2 flat earthers, and you know, it's just crazy shit. And he'll be like, Perhaps Satan did jump in the sun. Who knows? Anything's possible. And I think that's so fucked up. Any shit. That's
All
how he
right,
think he'd get by. He didn't
let me
make a
try this
statement.
one with you.
I'm just saying anything's possible.
I hear you. Let me run this one by you and see how well you bite. I'm a bit of a skeptic. I disbelieve until I find proof, just in general, right? And it's
I
nothing
get
personal,
it. No, no.
everything. Disbelieve it. And if you can't disbelieve it, then some past, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Space. Have we been to space? Are there a bunch of people floating around in a tin can up in space? Have they been there for the past 50 years? I request one bit of evidence that no one can give to me. It's the only one that I've ever, and no one can find it. Why is there not a zero G money shot? Where is the proof of humans having sex in space? We have what, 40 space agencies? We've had several thousand people in orbit for the past 50 years, but there's not a single question of what's this gooey stuff on the camera.
Wait,
Nowhere
you don't
strange
think
Gooey
they
stuff
boning
on the
in
camera.
space? Here's why I know they're fucking in space, because the ISS has different wings, the wings for the Russian, wings for the Japanese, and the American wing always has chicks in it, because we got to keep that equal shit. We always got chicks. You think they're not going to each other's sexes?
No. It's not that I think they're not doing it. I think that they are hiding it. And if they're hiding it and they've managed to hide this one most human of activities
Yeah.
in the tightest area imaginable, then what else are they hiding?
Well, I imagine they're having a ton. I don't know where you
Show me one zero G money shot
I
that
can't
wasn't
tell you zero G. I would assume that
just
you
saying,
you would end your shit if you even had a romance. You can't do no fucking. You can't put some shit on Instagram from and be an astronaut. It's just not a thing.
Here's you talking. We have millions of hours of footage from every single space thing that ever went up, and we don't have a single frame, not a single questionable leak, not a single instance.
They pissing and shit, and you're not tripping that you don't have video of that.
We do kind of have
what
video.
is
We have
this gonna
video.
do?
We have video of them entering and exiting the private area, right?
Yes, and showing you how to
if
use it, but we don't have a money shot.
Okay, and I'll allow that because I don't want to see a bunch of piss and poop floating around. But I'd like to see
Oh my god!
some zero G.
You got 1 more minute on this flat Earth stuff.
No. I'm done with the flat Earth. I didn't want to even stay on that. But the philosophy of people who stay on their shit, take it to something else. Someone who believes in the government, someone who believes that migrants are eating cats. Whatever it is, a Trumper, and you trying to say like, Trump, spent half the money that every other president did. You try to show them a stat, and they will lose their fucking mind. Won't even show it. What the fuck is that? What people would prefer to remain in ignorance?
There's probably a lot of different reasons. I mean, maybe they just don't like him. Simple as that.
It's more.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people.
It's a religion. It's with all of these. It's
Yes.
so tough. Like, break them if they fucking take open. It's weird. I don't even understand.
Is if they open themselves to that detail, the cognitive dissonance becomes obvious, and they have
and especially if you
the rest of their life.
And especially if you invested a lot of time. Remember, you gentlemen on my last broadcast were here when that lawyer cat was on there, and you just made a question. Well, I'm going to invoke him now. He's going to come up. He's welcome though. But the thing is like we just listen. Yeah, you just questioned something about the law, and his whole Cartesian reality was starting to crumble. Crumbled because he has invested so much time, so much money, so much energy and thought into that.
That's what it is.
And I can understand that. It's whack. It's lame
whack,
to me,
right,
but it is what it is. That's him, though. I respect that in a sense.
Thank you. I think that's what it is. That's what I'm gonna be thinking about. I can directly relate it to how much time they spent.
Of course,
not just time. If they've gained popularity or money from it,
it was a good show, though. Good broadcast. Yeah. No, but you're right, Joe. Here's the thing, too. This is why it's kind of like what the main topic of this, besides open panel, this broadcast is this question. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion in our space right here, but here's the question, y'all. Is TV getting more entertaining than some of these YouTube live streams? I know people hate TV in general. It seems like
I only been watching and I can't say I watch it regularly, but the only time I can remember cutting on the TV. Oh, Netflix. I watch that on TV.
Well, yeah. When I say TV, I mean not just broadcast. Channel 2, Channel 3. I mean everything, like you said, Netflix, anything besides YouTube. Do you think
that's
that
good one.
YouTube is getting more? Other TV is getting more entertaining than these live streams?
I think YouTube, if you'd have asked me that 5 years ago, I'd have said clearly YouTube has the edge. Now,
absolutely. Me too.
It's not such an easy fucking thing to answer.
Yeah. What do you think, Sasquatch?
I'm trying to find. I'm pretty sure that's the night that I broke down Brick Jonesy on the next panel. That sucker left that panel. Apparently, started some trash and got arrested.
Oh, you got arrested? Damn. Yeah. That's exciting. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the night that Brick got arrested, because after I disassembled Homeboy with a question, I told Brick Jonesy a joke that broke him.
Well, yeah, obviously he's out, because I saw him on Resla's channel yesterday. No, but here's the question, bro. Did you hear the question? We asked a question. It said, "Is TV getting more entertaining than YouTube live streams?"
YouTube live streams have a more personal point in most people's lives. I care about Joe, the little big bastard that he is. I just give a shit. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Maybe it's the way he smells when he gets out of the shower. I don't know, but I care.
Thank you. Almond body wash.
I would have better be Dr. Squatch, nothing less.
Dr. Squatch.
I want to walk you all over.
That's what you get. That's what you get with bringing this thing up.
Personally, you have more personal investment in these live streams, which could make them a lot more attractive and engaging, and all
especially in short term. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But wait. I don't accept Hollywood. That on his head. There's more personal investment in these live streams, I guess, in some ways. But there's also, these motherfuckers are investing into this other shit, into the other programs and shit in other ways. Yeah. They might not have the personal shit of the guy who lives in the RV, and you could damn near smell where he's living because you can look at the TV, but there will be some personal
that way, dude. That's not Ben's fault that place smells that way. I'm sorry. I shouldn't know who you're talking about, should I?
I had nobody in mind. Hey, that's what shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's what shit.
They live, huh?
Yeah. Yes. You see my intro?
One that can see.
You have that,
you see my intro, if you see?
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. It's that scene right there. When he hits the floor, she looks at her watch and say, "We got one that can see."
We added a little bit more stuff on there too to make it a little bit more current than the movie.
Yeah,
with the OnlyFans and Doritos right there.
But, okay, very good.
Yeah, but dude, because I'm exactly with you, and like YouTube, you couldn't get me away from YouTube the last 5 or 6 years. Right. Fuck TV, even fuck Netflix.
Yeah. Yes.
But now it's like.
I wasn't mad.
Maybe it's because I'm limiting myself to content that's not attractive to me anymore. But just out of habit, I'm out of habit. I'm just
it ain't that.
The other side of that equation is that Hollywood's really been phoning it in for the past 10 years. They have not created anything really new original. No new IPs, no new original anything except for a random few people.
That's what I meant about Netflix and Disney and all these other people on TV are putting their foot in it. They are coming up with these ideas and cretivity and shit.
The TV series are great. A lot of these TV series and mini series.
The Chosen. Have you seen The Chosen? I've been watching that.
I wouldn't even look at it. But take a look at let's say, what's a good one? Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's really good.
It's a very good one. And the reason it's a very good one is it's very current events, very identity politics, and done very well. The actors do not preach to the people. You learn the identity politics concept through the actions of the filming and the action that takes place, rather than it being talked down to you like an angry freaking parent.
I think that's what's going on with NPC and YouTube. I think that he has been in that learning stage with YouTube long enough now, where it's like he's a producer at the radio show. It is not the magic, he sees how it's
Nah.
made. So I don't think wherever you go, it won't be what it was 5 years ago. Whatever new genre you run into, I think whatever that thrill was. I mean, it's still thrilling and great. At least I still love it and shit. But now suddenly Netflix and these Prime or Paramount can compete. Yeah, this is it.
Dude, it's great. The actors are excellent. The writing is fantastic. The transition from written material to the visual medium was well done, but not perfect. There's enough room between what's in the show to what happens in the books that you're not left sitting around going, "Oh well, they should have showed more, or they should have showed less, or whatever." They do deviate in a few spots, but the few spots that they deviate in involve AI and not so much the actual characters involved, right?
Yeah.
You know something else. If we bring back to the thing about engaging and personal, what I love about live streaming is, like you said, it's like talking to friends and acquaintances, but it's in a broadcast that makes it even more epic in a sense, right? That is cool. It's kind of like, and I'll transfer this to how it is. Like, for example, let's say somebody films a movie in your city. Right, in your neighborhood, and maybe normally you would not like that genre or whatever, but because it's in your neighborhood, and your neighborhood's like the star, it makes it even more epic, right? And let me take it one further. Me moving to Asia 9 years ago, it made me actually more invested in the media and movies out here, and so that when I see a movie at the movie theater here, a Taiwanese movie, bro, I get chills sometimes because I'm seeing this culture on the big screen that I'm like, it's new to me, like a kid. It's really cool, man. Like, I never would have watched Taiwanese movies before this, probably.
Right.
But like, there's some good ones, man. Some really good ones.
That's good to hear, bro. That's good, because I shit on them all the fucking time.
They're not just kung fu movies either.
Right.
There's some gritty ass movies out here.
I've seen clips
should be.
where I'd be like, I'd watch this movie like in a short or something. I'd be like, but it's so hard to find them shits. But I'd be like, this looks like it's cool.
Yeah, they're copying America. Like, even the 20th century, they're out here now. They have the international divisions where they're upping their game out here. The movies used to be kind of horrible.
Are you telling me they're culturally appropriating our culture? Well, how dare they?
Absolutely. America is the most culturally appropriated culture in the world. American culture.
Yeah,
it's the most appropriated.
People appropriate things that they like, that they are complimenting the things that have been appropriated, and that it shouldn't be a negative connotation applied to it. Oh,
you're absolutely right. Unless you're wearing a Pocahontas costume in San Francisco at a Halloween party, you cannot do that.
That's okay too.
You cannot do that.
Why not?
Yeah.
If she's hot enough,
to go as a Indian, a Native American.
If she's not melanated, she cannot wear it. That's what they say.
If she's hot enough, they'll let it fly.
That's true.
How about a Gothahontas? I bet you could pull off a Gothahontas.
A Gothahontas? That's interesting. That's a good fusion right there.
Right.
You just make that up shit? That's some good shit right there. Gothahontas. With the black lipstick and the eyeshadow. Yeah.
In masculinity. I just saw that.
Necks.
In masculinity. I just read one of the sides.
I'm all about unpopular opinions. What do you guys think about this? Middle-aged guys don't buy sports cars because they're having a midlife crisis. It's because they can finally afford the car they want.
That's part of it.
That's part of it, yeah?
Part of it, yeah. The other part of it is, in their mind, they want to get away, and so they buy the fastest car they can to escape.
I think midlife crisis is just another way of saying they have vision, like these people. They can now see Once you can see it, you have vision. You realize I should have got this fucking car a long time ago. What the fuck was I thinking? Life sucks. I'm waiting till I'm 70 to get something I
Yes,
want.
sir.
That's dumb. I
Life's
think
too
it's the
short
part
to
of an
drive boring
awakening.
cars.
Yes.
That's it. Is life's too short to drive boring cars. That's why I have a supercharged Xterra and a
It's-
1969 El Camino in my backyard.
But that's tight. Do you have this one though, Sasquatch? Check this one out.
Nope.
yeah.
How do you know that my pride was my one true weakness?
Yes.
Oh, what about
Here's
this one?
another
Here's another one unpopular. Y'all is a brilliant use of the English language, and I refuse to be told otherwise. This is coming from the British person. We use that all the time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think y'all is great,
sir?
and I think.
Yeah. Look at this. Sasquatch.
I know
he has something to say.
We might have invented it. I'm not certain, but maybe. Y'all need to work that out amongst yourselves.
It's great. You're breaking norms with it. Anytime, I'm for that anytime. I don't like people get too comfortable and then want everybody to, which led me to what I was just about to say is another thing I've been throwing around my head a lot. And this may be controversial, but I think control is an evil demon, an evil spirit that takes up hold in you like lust and all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Control,
huh?
Yeah.
I think it's the illusion of control, your belief in it.
Oh.
Right? Because really, in all reality, the only thing I can control is that me and you both realize this. The only thing you can control are the things you choose to do.
Well,
beyond that,
I know
it's
that
words,
you know
thoughts, other people doing stuff.
But apparently, the person who I'm talking about, the evil people, they don't understand that they can only control themselves. And under God, that's all you get to try and control. So you can directly relate how evil a person is, how much demon devil is in them, by how much their desire is to control another motherfucker, man. And it don't just apply to people; it applies to institutions and shit as well. At least the way I've been.
Kinky though. And I'm asking for a friend. What if it's just something you do in one specific environment, like say, I don't know, like maybe the bedroom, and otherwise you're a perfect normal dude. You don't do anything too terrible, weird or strange, or I'm just saying.
I think that guy. No. I think tell your friend. I think that guy gets a pass. I don't think that's the guy. The narcissistic ex or boyfriend. They want to control you, and they're probably willing to do evil shit to do it. The government, a motherfucker who, if you a speeding ticket will take your car and put your job and home and kids at risk, who they swear they love their citizens so much, but they gonna take their money and make you do what the fuck they want. You can Hitler if you want to just keep going. More control, more evil.
To protect you and your children. If you just abide by all of the laws, you wouldn't have to worry about that speeding ticket. You are the problem, not the laws.
Yeah, well, that's 90% of the motherfuckers I talk to.
When you talk about control, I think about it from a personal standpoint, in the sense that I'm learning from this. So I've been such a control freak in my life that I'll even self-destruct myself, in order so I could be the one that did it. Self-sabotage.
I get self-sabotage.
That's some weird control.
There is value to
issues.
Hear me out. There is value to that, because when you destroy everything in your life on a petty freaking whim, the only things left are the things that are truly valuable. Everything else falls apart, shakes apart, and you can rebuild from the foundation of real shit.
Wow.
Well, he's gonna have to learn that lesson.
Bro, I like
just said a second ago, Sasquatch. The only thing you can control is yourself. So you're gonna have to that way you can use that as a tool, that breaking yourself to the low. That'll be a tool and won't be reckless. Once you realize that, the only thing, I'll give you an answer, the only thing you control is yourself. Again, in an instance, if I get into it and I know the cop, I'm about to go down and shit, I will go all the fuck out, be like everything, be the damn the hell and all of that shit. But that's the time, that's the moment for it. I don't do it, with my girlfriend unless I want to be single.
Yeah. I got a question for y'all right now. Do you think even if schools taught you how to do taxes and other life skills, that people still wouldn't pay attention?
Modern school is broken. The methodology used to teach children has been assembly line to such an extent as to be complete gibberish. It's
That
not
was
even
inherent in his statement just there. In his
true.
question, that part was inherent. Yeah.
I'm getting there, bro.
Uh,
Because of this, any attempt to teach real life skills in that setting will be clowned on by the students involved in it because they won't recognize it for
they
being
won't
real.
even, yes, they won't even recognize it when they see it. But let's assume that what he said has been achieved, and and now they're giving you stuff that can actually help you in the real world. Whatever those skills may be. What was the end of your question? Or would they do it? I think would we do it? Or
I said, would people still pay? Would they pay attention? That's what my thing was. If you
would
were
they pay
taught, if you were
attention,
taught real
Sasquatch?
life skills,
I think you could look at the percentages of demographics of people that go to college in the modern course and extrapolate that out to an improvement in life skills later in life for that course. Because
so at an older level, they might catch on. Yeah,
the same people who pay attention that do to the modern course, it's just they would learn something valuable rather than, I don't know, underwater Inuit basket weaving or something.
Yeah.
But Sasquatch, what you said earlier, excuse me, Joe, what you said earlier, because as a teacher, this is something that I deal with in the sense, like, how do you what's some good ways to get them to actually know that it's serious? I mean, it's helpful. It'll be helpful. Like, what's something that can be done to counter that
for you?
I really just don't know, because we've disassociated our culture from our schools to such an extent that we can't determine the difference between the prisons and the population. You could take a picture of a school, it looks just like a prison. You'd have to go to the address to find out whether or not it's different.
Yeah.
You want to get their attention. You want to do a couple things with these classes or whatever. You're gonna want to apply them to real life, right? So it's not something abstract for the kid, and you're gonna have to, I don't know how to phrase this part, make a mind game out of it, or a mystery, or an experience. I'm not having the right word there, but your approach will be everything. You put it in the book and tell him to open chapter 13 is not as powerful as you taking him to the museum and or to the DMV and have him make a monetary exchange. He don't even know what the fuck he's doing it for, and he can't get it done. And then when you go out, you explain to him the reason you go here is because you need this and that, and we're gonna get that project done. We got to get these stamps and letters. Now suddenly he's involved, and it's different than he was just sitting in his seat, open chapter 16.
Right, because like I get a lot of my students for like once or twice a week, and I do every now and then. I will say this is very important. I feel it's very important because I want you to be able to go whenever you travel or maybe get a job in another country. I want you to be able to hit the ground running, and this is very important. And but some of them get it. I think some of them get it, but most of them don't.
No, you'd have to come up with an example. You'd have to walk into that classroom and tell a story. Me and my wife were stranded. What would y'all have done? We did this. Had take a train. Blah blah blah.
That's good.
You know what? If I had a passport, now suddenly you got their interest.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I had another one for you that I forgot. That's what I do, man. I jump on panels and use motherfuckers who I think are smart to help me solve my fucking puzzles. I'm always working on puzzles in my head. And for months, it can go on for months. Control is certainly for the last 3 weeks, month. I think that I'm on to something with that one, bro. Every evil fuck that I can point to that I call that has a desire to control someone else. To the man, and all the people who I feel like I'd fuck this dude. He's so free spirited. These are the guys who have I must be really high. No desire to control other people.
Okay, well, if you're really high, I got a question for you, Joe and Sasquatch. Do you think telling a guy to just be confident as dating advice is like telling a depressed person to just cheer up?
I think it's like telling a depressed person to get a knife. It's even worse, man. It's
Even
nothing.
worse, damn.
It's even worse. It's, you just shut your mouth if all you gotta
Shouldn't
do
say
is
nothing, right?
pull yourself
Make it
up by
worse.
your bootstraps, man. If that's all you got is that generic advice when the going gets tough, yeah, shut the fuck up.
I did not hear that shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
bud. I appreciate you having me up. I got to bounce. My daughter needs a ride somewhere.
All right.
All right,
Be
Sasquatch.
easy.
Appreciate you, man. Peace, man.
Tell our daughter I
Yeah.
said hi. I'll see her later when I get visitation.
Right?
Oh shit!
You make
Got
like
you.
skin-knitted babies, Joe. That's amazing.
I'm telling it like that, bro.
Much love, brother.
All right, peace. Hey, so how about this, Joe? Automakers should stop replacing buttons with massive touchscreens.
I don't know. It looks better, but I've
It looks
considered
better.
when the touchscreen goes out, you're fucked, bro. Right? You wish you had switches and toggles. You look good, but if you have an electrical issue, suddenly you're stranded in the Phoenix, Arizona, on a 200-mile stretch.
Mhm.
With a toggle switch or a fuse, you pull a fuse to the horn and you keep driving. You pull a fuse
Yeah.
to the so and so, and when you integrate them, my
Yeah.
shits, I got a Chrysler is integrated, tipping computer, totally integrated some computer. And that motherfucker went out, the horn started, the light started flashing, the horn started honking, all the lights come on the dashboard. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't pull a fuse and no simple shit, man. I had to go replace the computer. I think it was 25, 2600
Yeah.
plus labor or something. It was stupid.
Did you have to ride around till you got to the place with the car like honking and blinking
Listen,
and all that
yes,
shit?
and it started slowly, yo. I was in the drive-through. This lady was in front of me, and the horn just started honking
Oh, the
crazy.
drive-through of all
Some dude
places.
came over to me, was like, "Come on, man, get a lady a break. She's just trying to get her food." I'm like, "Dude, it's not me. It's the car." Yes, it was fucking embarrassing.
They're like, what an
I was at a
asshole,
friend's
dog. This
house. I'm
guy.
like, who's a fool blowing that horn outside your crib, man? He's a fucking idiot. He's like, it's my car. That's on his own, just blowing his horn, bro.
Jeez. Punk, what a punk, man. I can't believe that's funny. But in the drive-thru, that's bad. Some guys, come on, man.
It's so embarrassing.
Give her a
Come
break.
on, buddy. Give her a break, pal. I'm like, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm a nice
got one
guy.
Yeah, you are.
He went and
Until
told
you're
her, too.
not.
He was like, it's his car. He went and ran up there and told her so she would think I was a bad guy.
Yeah. He was really worried about it. Was it a white guy or a black guy? I was curious.
Black dude. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Joe, I got a question for you. This is the perfect person to ask. It says, if a police chief coordinates a no-knock house raid and then go to the wrong house, should they be charged with whatever happens?
Well, they yes is the short answer. Yes. They should be held. When you do something wrong, you got to make some attempts to make it right. If you absolve them of that, you create a monster. You couldn't even consider that where a guy can do a thing and not pay a price, especially a bad thing like that, not pay a price. The path that you create by engaging such a system is never worth it, bro. I'm one of those guys, NPC. Let me ask you, is it better to have 9 guilty people go free than to lock up one innocent person, or the reverse? You catch a few innocents in the process of getting the bad guys.
I don't want that innocent guy in jail, guy or girl.
That's yes. I'd rather 9 go free. That's why I have such a problem now with the sheep that be like just ID, or the cops violating laws and stuff. He's just doing his job. That's it.
Yeah, I heard that a lot. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's it.
It ain't a normal job, man, where you can just say that. It ain't a normal job.
Right. My response
it's like,
is,
come on, man. That's life or death.
My response is usually pimps and prostitutes. They just doing their job too. Thieves and hustlers, they just doing their job. So what the fuck does that mean? If as long as I get paid for it, I'm supposed to say it's okay? Look, man, I'm gonna need to take your car and all of that shit because your tag's expired. I'm just doing my job. I really don't care. I bought this car, man. I don't think because I didn't pay your fucking extortion fee this month, and I've been a good fucking sucker for all these years that you get to smack me take it up with the judge. That's over my pay grade. No, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Judge can do nothing if they ain't got some tyrant on the street to snatch you and bring you to them. Let the judge bring his ass to my neighborhood. He would never do it. You are culpable. Here's one. I was in jail. I just was so angry. I didn't like nobody. We were going in like the different bullpens. You got to go through this one and that one and that one to each process. And one of the guards was like, "Hey, my man, slam the door." And there was people in there. And when you close the door, it locks automatically. I couldn't bring myself to it. I'm like, I don't even want to play no parts. They're like, man, all it was open the door. I'm like, it's closing the door. Like, nigga. And I went in on how he's responsible. He's a part of the problem. I really, had him thinking. But then I read a book from a guy I respect. I think it was one of the gang members, somebody I knew in Chicago. And he was saying that he thought he had actually started thinking that those guards and shit were the bad guys. And now they're not. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I think they are the bad guys. I don't know. I'm asking.
The way I see with the congressional officers, they're almost in the same boat as the people locked up.
Ooh,
now I don't know bad or right, but they're in the same place. So either way, right? They spend their whole day there. Can you imagine spending your whole day? At least with a police officer, you can go out and I guess under the guise of doing good, you can do mischief or whatnot. But at least you're out, right? Whereas they're
locked up too.
in jail, in prison, you're there
enslaved.
Locked up with
not
them.
Just in prison, they're kind of enslaved too because. All the mental shit. I was watching a chick today. One of us cop watch was out there filming a jail, not just a jail. Well, they had actual prisoners and shit. Could have been a prison or something. And the lady was like, he was like, well, we filming somebody in here beat up a prisoner, and we came over here to film. She's like, why don't you talk about the way they spit on us and call us bitches and names and hope death on us? Yeah, that's part of your job. So this
part of your job. Yeah,
it's a fucked up job. Yeah,
you chose it. Yeah,
yes, that's like you say. They're I don't know how you just phrase it, but I'm thinking slavery. Hell,
it is slavery.
In there. Yeah,
It's like my job. It's like, man, some of those junior high kids can be pretty awful, right? I mean, to be fair, they're going through a lot of stuff hormonally. Who knows what's going on at home, and maybe they don't even want to be there and listen.
We're not teaching them correctly because we don't know how to communicate. We hop on this panel and 10 grown men can't communicate. Their parents are teaching them how to communicate, and then come into your classroom and suddenly your communicative skills, work on them.
Right. But here's the thing: I choose to go to that place of employment. Right. I choose to go there. Yes,
you do.
And it is, now that I think about it, it is a lightweight at times. It is a lightweight imprisonment in a sense. It's like be quiet, sit down, don't get up until I tell you.
Yes,
it's a weird thing with me because I want them to use critical thinking, because that's the most important in life. Than be self-sufficient. But then again, I also have to teach them discipline at the same time. It's a fine line.
Agreed. If they're young enough, when they get older, me and some friends.
Oh, it's much easier when they're older. It's older.
Yes, we were talking
my high school guys are
age
easy.
You can start letting them give some liberation, but we agree with you that at a young age, because we believe the school is indoctrination. It's teaching you to bow to authority. When somebody tells you, sit down, shut up, get in line, that's part of its purpose. So that part is dangerous. But we agree that with kids, it's going to be some of that shit. But if you're really a good person, when they start turning into their teens, you'll start allowing them to make their own decisions.
Right.
You're not going to have a 13-year-old get in line, sit in your chair. Where's your lunch ticket? Stop it. I'm going to high school next year.
You got to respect them. I mean, even sometimes as a teacher, especially the older kids, you got to give them even the appearance of that they're making, that they have some type of authority, somewhat.
Some teachers are really good at that, right?
Some teachers are really good
at making you think you're an adult or you're part of whatever it is. Not some child sit your ass down. Some teachers do. And you remember them. They're so rare. You can name your 6th grade teacher. It's so fucking rare. That's a shame.
Yeah. And it's weird because the 5th grade teacher had no clue on how to do it. But if that sixth grade teacher, for whatever reason, they had the right unique makeup to know how to
I always
to
thought
work
that
with you.
if the schools were serious, I used to do the local school council and shit in the schools. I was very active, and I always thought that the only way this works is if you guys, because they switch classes and go to different teachers, and they all got different styles. I would say these guys will have to sit down and take into consideration that these kids will be from my class to this class and make some connections, make some webs. You might have to make some adjustments where your styles are in tangent with each
Yeah.
other, so the kids can move in and out of the teaching styles easier. You know, if you really care about the kids, you'll be there an hour earlier talking about today, the sixth graders. When you talk about history, I'm a segue from my class into the so-and-so by talking about the history of when they invented melt metal and started changing different metals. You know, it's, you know, you think of that. That's now you think about
That's
the kid.
brilliant, Joe. No,
Yeah.
that's really good. That's a holistic approach.
Yes.
Instead of breaking it down. The same thing could be said about the medical fields too.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? You know,
Yes.
they treat you how they treat separately, which in fact ends up walking on top of each other's work.
Yes. And the best they can do now is like you can do computers and get someone's records. You really gonna have to get more involved if you're gonna make that shit. You could take it over to politics or like anybody, your judges, your aldermen. They are so insulated now. Everybody has their own way of doing things. I saw two different stations or whatever bumping heads with each other, and they're so fucking angry. They had no way to communicate. Both of them have been the alpha cop for so long that they, you know, getting into it, as opposed to them working together and having an in already, because we have meetings. I come to your station, you come to mine, you meet my people, I meet yours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my batteries down, NPC. I'm gonna have to leave you up here, man, and let you do
That's
your
all good.
thing.
I'll say this before you go, Joe. Yesterday was so entertaining, that Resla panel. It was
Yeah.
wild yesterday. I'm glad you came up
I
there.
forgot about it that quick.
Yo,
They shut it
Nightish
down.
in
That
them
was
and
great.
fucking Speak Easy. Oh, that shit was funny.
I missed
Yeah.
the beginning, Joe. Yeah,
It's worth a
but
replay.
it
That
was
part.
hundreds of motherfuckers in there by the time I got over there. Full
Right.
panel. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, but Joe, before you go, bro,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you, OG, bro. I mean it, man. You
My
are
man.
like my Michael Jordan on this channelverse shit, bro.
My man. I appreciate that shit, Joe. I
All right,
like
take
you
care,
too,
Joe.
by the way, man. You're a cool cat, man.
Thanks, brother. Okay, have a great evening. Peace. Yeah. Look at the Joe Cool. He's a void. His avatar right there. It's still there. Interesting. Yeah. Let's see how long it stays there. Yeah. But yeah, guys. People, open panel, is TV more entertaining than YouTube live streaming? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. It depends. I guess it goes in cycles. This cycle, right now, it was great. YouTube live streaming was great. I had a lot of fun. I learned some new things. Reminisce, time travel. That's what reminiscing is, going time traveling about my chamber, how I used to deal with entertaining myself, and how my mom used to take me to the movies and whatnot, and all that resonating. The stars resonating was what was going on in my life on the screen. So yeah, this is fun. This is fun. This live streaming experience is great, and I hope it always is at least good. Hopefully more great than good when you come stop by NPC the game live. And yeah, let me know. Well, what do you want to see? What do y'all want to see? Let me know. I'm open. I got about maybe 2 or 3 more live streams, because I've done damn near like 10 in a row. 11, no, probably 12, 13 in a row. Every day consecutively on my vacation. And just to push it and see if we can get better and better. So let me know. I probably will be streaming 2 times a week at least after next Wednesday. But I'm here now, and let me know what you want to see. You know, tomorrow we were gonna do the I forgot Kev, I think he's gonna be in Vegas tomorrow. So I had the thing planned for the Dope Sick Love, which is a fucking amazing documentary on HBO. I don't know if you all remember that back in the day. Dope Sick Love, about these two heroin addicts named Sebastian and I forgot what her name was, but they HBO documentary followed them around for a year. It's wildness, man. So Marathon Kev, I had scheduled Marathon Kev and Logan Sandman to do the decode on it for tomorrow, but I can't even find the video. It used to be on YouTube. However, I will find something. We'll either go over the Theo Vaughn, Cat Williams podcast, or we'll find some other crazy dope sick love activities going on. You know. So we went over today. We hit everything. We hit Moon and Pisces, which being your dreaminess, being your entertainment, kind of like illusions, Pisces illusions, right? And that vibe of being and the one best way to be in illusions is enjoy your fiction today. Own it today. We don't want to always deal in fictional things, science fiction, but own it. Own it today, right? Get lost so it can bring you out into your subconscious. Yeah. And this has been an open panel. Let me play a little bit more of this as we segue to the next episode. Try not to be R.I.P. Rest in peace. Stiz in peace. Too Short's little big brother from East Oakland, California. Bitch.